How's everybody doing today? Gonna start things off with some AC/DC if I can. May not get all the words right. She was a fast machine, she kept her motor clean. She was the best damn woman that I'd ever seen. She had sightless eyes, telling me no lies, knocking me out with those American thighs. I was jonesing for air, she took more than her share. She told me to come, but I was already there. The world was quaking, the earth was shaking, my mind was aching. We were making it, and you shook me all night long. Hey, you shook me all night long. Working double time on the seduction line. She was best damn thing, she was mine, all mine. Jonesing for air, she was more than her share. She told me to come, but I was already there. The earth was quaking, my mind was aching, my mind was quaking. Yeah, you shook me all night long. A little mixed up there. Yeah, you shook me all night long. We got the best part down pat. Yeah, you shook me all night long. Yeah, you shook me all night long. Welcome everybody to another week of the Mabb Jam. My name's Mabb. I'm from Mitchell, Ontario, Canada. A little farming community where pretty well all kinds of music go. I grew up on it all, folks. AC/DC, Bryan Adams, Bruce Springsteen, Buddy Holly, Chuck Berry, country music, Hank Williams, Alan Jackson, George Strait, Hank Williams. Did I say Hank already? Hell, I don't know. Yeah, you shook me all night long. Yeah, you shook me all night long. Some songs I know better than others. You just gotta roll with it a little bit. Yeah, you shook me all night long. Most audiences are just busy drinking and having a good time and dancing and talking, and they don't really worry about the words of the song too much. That's my experience anyway. Yeah, you shook me all night long. Hope that sounded alright. I'm certainly not AC/DC, everybody knows that. Thank you everybody very much again for tuning in. My name is Mabb. Again, this is the Mabb Jam. I am with Steam Whistle Records. Not signed, just kind of associated with. I've told that story before with COVID-19 hitting there. There were several of us in a group called the Ontario Country Music Association International. We were all heading down to Tennessee. Some of us had potential record deals on the table. And what Dan Knight did, he owns Steam Whistle Records and operates it. And he's been one of the guys responsible for helping a lot of us get our music out there on a global stage. On the independent circle anyway, not so much the mainstream. But basically just gave us all a chance to get our names out there. Like I said, our name and our music. And it's an opportunity that we otherwise probably would have never had. And we thank Dan very much for that, for starting that whole organization. It's closed down now. Dan just couldn't keep it afloat during COVID. It was costing too much, and you know, you can't get out and do anything. You can't raise money for yourself. What are you going to do, right? So, yeah. But hats off to Dan for starting that and for trying to keep it running. And, you know, it hasn't stopped him from scouting talent. I mean, and anybody I come across too, any singers or songwriters that shoot me a message, or if I hear a song that somebody does and I think they're pretty good, I'll contact them myself and, hey, I got some connections if you want. I mean, you're the one that's got to do the work, but I mean, I can put you in touch with the right people that can get your songs out there if you want. That's what I do, as well as getting my own stuff out there. But I have no problem acknowledging other talents as well, folks. It's what we're all about. I've done that for a couple of people too, and some of them have got their names out there on the radio, in the radio world. So some of them are doing pretty good. So anyway, a little bit of Richie Valens maybe. Let's go, let's go, let's go, little darling. Tell me that you'll never leave me. Come on, let's go again. Well, I love you so, baby, and I'll never let you go. So come on, baby, so. Oh, pretty baby, I love you so. Let's go, let's go, let's go, little darling. Tell me that you'll never leave me. Come on, let's go again. Well, kiss me once again now. Tell me that you'll never leave me. Come on, let's go again. So I hope everybody had a decent Mother's Day. We've gone through another work week. Hope everybody's been enjoying themselves, staying safe, enjoying the nice weather now. Still got a few cold days coming and going here and there, but well, come on, let's go, little darling. Tell me that you'll never leave me. Come on, let's go again. Well, I love you so, baby, and I'll never let you go. So come on, baby, so. Oh, pretty baby, I love you so. Let's go, little darling. Tell me that you'll never leave me. Come on, let's go again. Come on, let's go and do it again. Little Richie Valens there. That song kind of repeats itself a little bit, but it's still good. So yeah, like I was saying before there, I don't know if I got off topic or not, I can't remember, but Dan Knight runs Steam Whistle Records, and he's the reason a lot of us got our music out there and our names over the course of COVID, because he was willing to put us on his label, not signed, Nobody really makes any money from that anymore anyway, I guess. That's what Dan said one time anyway. I don't know. I just go by what I'm told sometimes. I don't know the ins and outs of everything myself. I just retain information and don't always understand it, but it is what it is. But yeah, so thank you to Dan for helping myself out and several others too. Don McLean was out there for a little bit. Steve McElroy and Janice Hunter. She's been making a few tunes. There's just been a number of people that really have benefited from being on record labels like Steam Whistle Records. They're just small independent labels, folks. Like I said, there's not a lot of money involved whatsoever. You got to pay for your productions and stuff like that, We're not major labels. We're all just small independents, but it helps us get your name out in the circle there. And some big dogs from Nashville might just hear you one of these times. You never know. So, I mean, I've got some close friends in Nashville myself now over the past couple of years that. They've never quite worked with any of the big guns themselves, but they're good friends with some of the band members of some of the big guns, if you will, and some of the producers I've worked with. They've produced some of the big guns themselves, and now nothing's stopping them from passing somebody's music along and saying, hey, check this guy out, whatever. But again, they're not the ones making the decision. You know, so it's all just a big, it's a game. It's right place, right time. It's right person hearing it. It's bottom line is, you know, sometimes I look back on myself in the past couple of years and what I've done and how did I get to where I am right now, you know, besides the help of a lot of other people too, which, and I never ignore that fact. I always tip my hat to where it's due. Wife and I are split now, but she helped her quite a bit, and her kids were always behind me too, and other family and friends. And of course, Dan and his staff at the record label and everybody in Nashville who's agreed to work with me here or there. And I thank them all very much. You know, you can't do stuff like this by yourself. And the bottom line is, you get an opportunity to come your way, you don't say no. You know, that's just my story. You know, I've been in a position in my life so far that I've been able to go ahead and do it. You know, I didn't have to worry about leaving my wife at home alone with the kids or anything like that to go and do it. She was with me half the time. The kids are old enough to go and do their own stuff anyway. So that was my story. Now, that's not everybody's story. Some people just plain can't, and we can understand that. But in my shoes, I was able to do that, and that's part of the reason why I'm here. You know, I didn't say no. I could afford to go and do it. I didn't really have anything holding me back other than finances themselves, and it does get difficult, but we find a way. I'm still working full-time, still paying bills, still tucking a bit of money away every chance I get. That's what you got to do, folks. You know, you can't be afraid to work hard for something that you want. That's the bottom line. Nothing falls out of the sky. Nothing's free. Nothing is easy for anybody. If you're not willing to work hard for it, though, don't expect for it to come to your way. You know? Anyway, that's enough from me. I ain't here to preach to you. Well, on a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring at the window at the darkness till boredom overtook us. He began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces, knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind me saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. And the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, you better learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done." Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And when he finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, and faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to to hold 'em. Sing it if you know it. Know when to fold 'em. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. I hope everybody enjoyed that. We sure enjoyed doing it for you. I want to send another special thanks out to the radio stations that are helping me do this. It ain't just me, folks. Like I said, there's a lot of people in the background helping to put things together that are maybe not seen and unheard, unseen, however you want to put it. The unseen heroes, the unspoken heroes. Cherokee Nation Radio, James Fincham out there in Elkton, Virginia. He got on board with this little idea I had a while ago. You know, hey James, what do you think of me doing taping a jam that I usually do? And I send it to you, and you just air it on your show once a week maybe, and we'll call it Chris's Jam or something like that or whatever. And he loved the idea. He said, yeah, go for it, man, I'll back you. So we did that for about a month straight or whatever, and we got some good numbers at Cherokee Nation Radio. They were quite pleased with what was going on. And so was I, obviously. You know, it's always nice when you get people listening and appreciating what you're doing. That's what we do it for. You know, music is meant to be enjoyed by everybody playing it and everybody listening to it. So that was a good thing. We thank everybody very much for that. And then I got talking with Phil Krantz, who runs Black Dog Indie Country Radio down there in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I run the idea by him, and he said, yeah, man, send me a copy. I'll be glad to play it for you. So that's all right. So he's been doing it once a week, too. And haven't heard nothing from NBRN in Nashville. The last I heard is they were playing it. I don't know what day or what time, though, so I can't advertise for it. But apparently they're playing it, so if anybody's interested there, tune into NBRN in Nashville there. And you're bound to hear something that you like. I don't know if it'll be me or not, but you're bound to hear something that you like. So, yeah, that's where we're at with that right now. And please, by all means, when it comes to sending tips or donations, again, we all appreciate getting a little bit of money thrown in our pot. It helps to go a long way, helps us cover different little costs, or buying ourselves a cup of coffee here or there or something, or a sandwich or whatever, just putting that out there. I'm on PayPal, CMABB117 at gmail.com. It doesn't have to be a lot, believe me. It really doesn't. Like I said, I'm happy with just your time that you give to listen for a little bit. That's what I appreciate. Time is money, so thank you for that. But definitely, if anybody wants to donate, for sure, we all appreciate it. Definitely keep your radio stations in mind, your independent stations who are working so hard to keep us all out there on the radio and let our music play. Cherokee Nation, NBRN, Black Dog, and I think every independent station has a donation tray that they have on their site. So go ahead, and if there's one that you know locally for sure that you listen to a lot, I'm sure they'll appreciate a couple of bucks. Like I said, it don't have to be a lot, folks. But for sure, money helps to keep us all going. We've all got the bills to pay. Radio stations have bills that they got to pay. Little license fees and stuff like that. So, yeah, don't think it doesn't go appreciated. It certainly does. I appreciate it myself, for sure. Helping to keep these stations going so that they can continue to play the music. That's the bottom line right there, folks. I'm going to try and do a song right now, that if I can remember how it goes. Just, we released it there a couple weeks back to radio. It's my new single. It's an old Gene Watson release called Got No Reason for Going Home. See if I can remember how it goes here. We're going to try this. Got no reason now for going home. all my reasons, and now she's gone. Got no one there to talk to, and even though I know I ought to, got no reason now for going home. Once I had every reason a man could want for going home, making love, now I don't. So I end up in here each night, sitting and thinking, missing her, hurting so, and drinking. Got no reason now for going home. No reason now she's gone. Got no one there to talk to, and even though I know I ought to, got no reason now for going home. Hope that sounds okay, folks. It's hard now to know, knowing that I love her. She's with him, knowing that I love her. So I end up in here each night, sitting and thinking, missing her, hating him, and drinking. Got no reason now for going home. Got no reason now she's gone. Even though I know I ought to, no one there to talk to, no reason now for going home. I hope that come off all right. A little rusty. I haven't done the song in a couple of weeks. I was playing around with it a little bit the night before I went to record it, just to make sure that I remembered it. I remembered it from years ago. And then Dan sent me the email saying, hey, how about this song? No, he sent me the tracks for it and the words and everything. And yeah, I remember that song. Gene Watson, he was good. He's still good. Just recently got awarded a membership at the Grand Ole Opry there last year, I think. Super, super awesome singer. So, yeah, I jumped at it. Told Dan I'd do it. And, you know, I had to be in Windsor to play a show that night anyway. The night, 2 nights after I got the phone call from Dan, I think it was. I was playing in Windsor for a couple of shows, a couple of hours, and I dropped by Dan's right after that and recorded the song. Then drove home in torrential downpours of rain. It was awesome. 3.5 hour drive. It rained the entire way. In pitch black too. I was driving at night. Awesome. Anyway. And there was a song called In the City of New Orleans. I hope y'all like this. It's hopefully going to find its way onto the new album. And I hope y'all check out some of my other music too. I'm on iTunes, Spotify, or YouTube. You can check out my website at chrismabb.com. And again, I hope you like what you hear. You know, again, I'm not Alan Jackson. I'm not Merle Haggard. I'm not Hank Williams. You know, I'm not Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses. You know the drill. I'm just me. I'm trying to stick to the kind of country music that I grew up loving. Some people can appreciate that, and some people can't stand it, and that's okay. I'm quite laid back when it comes to people and their differences. We all can't like the same stuff. Kind of a bluesy thing. Driving to New Orleans, driving all night long, playing with the radio, trying to find a song. Filled my tank in Jackson, filled my coffee cup. Gonna keep going till that sun comes up. Got no money, ain't got no plan, don't even know what I'm looking for. The man in the moon keeps winking at me, maybe he knows what's in store. Me and my baby in the city of New Orleans, things could get crazy. Hey! Made it to New Orleans by the break of dawn. It weren't too hard to find a party going on. Pulled my guitar out and played some songs. Had the crowd gathered, they were going strong. Excuse me. Found me a nice little Cajun beat. Have you ever heard anything so sweet? Had a crowd gathered in the street, they were rocking on. Me and my baby in the city of New Orleans, things could get crazy. Me and my baby in the city of New Orleans, things could get crazy. Hey! Looking forward to getting in the studio with Darcy John and a few of his guys. Really make the magic happen. Hope everybody enjoyed that. In the city of New Orleans. There's another version of that song if anybody's interested in looking this up. It's on iTunes and Spotify as well too. It's on my first release of albums that I was really, really serious about the music. It's the first album that I really sent a lot of songs to radio for and everything, but with no representation, with no label over me. I kept getting a lot of emails back saying, I'm sorry we can't use this, I'm sorry we can't use this, you need to have a publisher talking for you, you need this, you need that, blah 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 blah. So finally we got one. Steam Whistle Records, day and night, does all that for us. And then I started sending my songs out, and by God, they started getting some airplay. How about that? So yeah, that album was called Voodoo Dawn, and it's on YouTube, it's on iTunes, Spotify, like I said. So go ahead and have a listen. Make sure you like what you hear. Not every song I include in my live sets. Some songs are just written as a way to vent. There's a song on there called How Far. It's kind of got a political twist to it. Again, I didn't write the song pointing fingers at anybody for doing anything, not trying to blame anybody for anything. No, it's just somebody at work gave me a song idea the one time. He was asking me questions about something he saw in the news, and he asked me how far things were going to go, how far they're going to try and push this stuff. I had no answer for him. I didn't really know exactly what he was talking about until I went home and looked it up myself. And yeah, there were some political tensions boiling over about certain things. Some things I could understand. And again, I didn't really have a solid position on it. I just, hey, how far? How far is all this stuff going to go? So I just wrote a few facts down on paper of what was going on in the news at that point in time, and just went with it, And that was the whole reason for the song. I wasn't trying to take any position on anything whatsoever. Just, I was asked a question, and that was the song that came out of that question. Song's called How Far. So again, you know, if you like it, great. Thank you very much. And if you don't, that's okay too. No big deal. Just giving you a little backstory on some of the music I've got out there and the reasons why and all that stuff. Truth is, I'm no different than any one of you out there listening to my show right now or listening to my music. We've all got to eat. So anyway, that's the story behind that song. Pardon me. Well, I left my home down on the ruined ground. I told my pa I'm going stepping out and get the honky-tonk blues. Yeah, the honky-tonk blues. Hey, Lord, I got 'em. I got the honky-tonk blues. Well, I went to a dance, I wore out my shoes. Woke up this morning wishing I could lose them jumping honky-tonk blues. Hey, the honky-tonk blues. Hey, Lord, I got 'em. I got the honky-tonk blues. Here we go. I do hope I sound okay, folks. Throat feels a little bit raspy this morning, but oh well. It is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. Stepped into every place in this town. The city life has really got me down. I got the honky-tonk blues. Hey, the honky-tonk blues. Hey, Lord, I got 'em. I got the honky-tonk blues. When I get home to mom, dad, and my pa, I'm gonna lay down the law. I got the honky-tonk blues. Yeah, the honky-tonk blues. Hey, Lord, I got 'em. I got the honky-tonk blues. Hey, Lord, I got 'em. I got the honky-tonk blues. I think I might have messed something up there in that one chorus line. Dad and Pa, Dad and Ma, I don't know. I'm not sure what I said there, to be honest. Oh man, we do have some fun, don't we? That's what she's all about, folks. Again, I want to thank everybody very much for tuning in and listening. I know your time is very important. You're very busy people out there. I know this. Because myself, I'm busy too, working full time, and all my friends too. We're all in the same boat. A lot of my friends work at the same place as I do. And even more people that I know that don't, but I know they're very busy, and there's even some people that have small children as well too. They got families that they're trying to raise and take care of and stuff like that, and when they're not working, they're at ball games or soccer games or hockey games, and believe me, I know the drill, folks. I know how busy you all are, and thank you so much for taking some of your time to listen into my show. I do truly appreciate it. When I do talk about the music industry and what I've done and where I've come from and everything, I really try to watch how I say it, because I don't want to be taken as a bragger. I'm not trying to brag whatsoever. It's just, these are some of the people I've met so far, and this is where it's led me, and had opportunities come my way, and, you know, I instead of saying, no, I don't think I can, thanks anyway, though, I went for it, you know. A lot of times, these chances only come once in a while, or once, period. And if you don't take them, you're not going to get anywhere, and then you're going to be a very old person someday. And I didn't want any of those regrets, you know, so I went for it, you know. Sometimes it got expensive, went into some debt, you know the drill, you know. Again, I'm no different than anybody. I want people to understand that. I don't think of myself as any different than anybody, no better than anybody. Like I said, we all got to work, we've all got to eat. You know, we've all got to keep a roof over our heads and swear at the television when our favorite team loses the big game. You know, we've all been there. We've all done it. I'm a Detroit Tigers fan, and they got their butts thumped last night. I don't know what the final score was. I don't even want to know. It wasn't sounding too good when I did hear the score last night. So I just never bothered to go back and check. You know, screw it. If they lost, they lost. Whatever. Turn the page. Tomorrow's another day. So anyway, gonna do another Hank Williams song if I may. This song's kind of cool. I heard this song at a jam session when we were down in Tennessee, and there was a whole kind of a balcony loft area on the second story outside some of our rooms, and a lot of us, we all sat in a circle and we just jammed a good part of the night away. Everybody had their beverages of choice, and somebody did the song Kalijah by Hank Williams, and I've always loved that song. I've always loved that song. And one of the couples that was hanging out with our group and staying at the hotel, and they go to the competition with us and everything. They were really super, super nice. They had ancestors from the Kalijah tribe, from Alabama and wherever else the tribe was from. I'm not clear. I know there's a good part of it from Alabama, but they had ancestors. You know, they were part of the Kalijah tribe there, and told us stories about their family when they first settled and stuff like that, all the things they used to do and all their challenges and everything, and super, super nice people. I just remember that, and they loved it, you know. So we're going to try and do this without messing up. Elijah was a wooden Indian standing by the door. He fell in love with an Indian maid over in the antique store. Elijah stood there and never let it show, so she could never answer yes or no. He always wore his Sunday feathers and held his tomahawk. His maiden wore her beads and braids and hoped someday he'd talk. Elijah stood there and never showed a sign, because he was made of knotty pine. Poor old Elijah, he never got a kiss. Poor old Elijah, he don't know what he missed. Is it any wonder that his face is red? Elijah, that poor old wooden head. Elijah was a lonely Indian, never went nowhere. His heart was set on the Indian maid with the coal black hair. Elijah stood there and never let it show, so she could never answer yes or no. Then one day a wealthy customer bought the Indian maid and took her oh so far away that old Elijah stayed. Elijah, oh, hey! Stood there and never showed a sign, because he was made of knotty pine. Poor old Elijah, he never got a kiss. Poor old Elijah, he don't know what he missed. Is it any wonder that his face is red? Elijah, that poor old Elijah, he never got a kiss. Poor old Elijah, he don't know what he missed. Is it any wonder that his face is red? Elijah, that poor old wooden head. Again, I hope that sounded all right, folks. Voice is a bit raspy this morning. Let me get a slurp of tea here. I probably meant to get a slurp of tea the past 5 songs, and I just keep on forgetting. I upload all these to YouTube. I got the video here, and just imagine how my face might have looked to somebody who is watching this video with the load of tea in my mouth here, like big puffed out cheeks. Probably looked like a fish or something like that. I suppose there's worse things to look like. I don't know. I hope so. So anyway, folks, you're listening again to the Chris Mabb Jam. My name is Chris Mabb. I'm from Mitchell, Ontario, Canada. I am with Steam Whistle Records. Dan Knight, super nice guy, super awesome staff to work with. Again, just very honored and humbled and flattered that they were willing to work with me and help me make my music, because they do hear a lot of artists, they hear a lot of talent. They probably get thousands of emails every day of people wanting to know how they like the sound of their stuff and everything like that. I mean, I don't know that for a fact. I'm just assuming, but for some reason they gave me and a few others the nod and be willing to work with us. So again, thank you very much, and thank you to country radio everywhere, all over this this beautiful world. Independent circle anyway. Again, not mainstream. Mainstream costs a lot of money that a lot of us just don't have. It's that simple. But yeah, for the people that do take the time to work with us and listen to us and come to the shows and, you know, buy the CDs or the t-shirts or whatever's going on, just thank you very much for your support. We love you. We appreciate you. Hugs over the airways, really, because there's not enough thanks in this world. We do. It's again, I always feel kind of funny about talking about stuff like this because I don't want it to be taken as a brag. And, you know, I hate sounding like I'm bragging. This has just been the story of, you know, how it happened for me so far. You know, I mean, it could have been anybody else, and it still could be anybody else. You know, anybody's got a chance to try and do this stuff. It's just a matter of who hears you. You know, if there's something you want to do, get out there and try and do it. You know, whether you're trying to be an actress or a hockey player or a baseball player or whatever's going on, you know. Do good in school and go to post-secondary engineering school if you can afford it, you know. Don't be afraid to work towards your goals. That's what you got to do. It very seldom, rarely falls out of the sky at anybody, you know. If, you know, the old saying goes, oh, just overnight success. Well, trust me, it wasn't just an overnight success. Chances are that person has been busting their hump for a lot of years to get to where they are. And a lot of times, and I feel it sometimes too, but I know this for a fact because not only do I feel it sometimes myself, but I've also talked to several other artists, and they've all kind of said the same thing over the years too. You work and work and work and play 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 years and years and years and years and years, and sometimes by the time something does finally happen, you're tired. And you almost don't care if it happens for you or not. That's, you know, it sounds sad, but that is the honest-to-God truth of it all, folks. Sometimes you're just plain tired and you don't care anymore. You know, depending on how old you're getting, and, you know, life changes, priorities change. But yeah. So, by the time something ever does happen for me, if it ever does happen for me, am I going to be too tired to really care? Well, I don't know. I hope not. Would love the chance to get out and play live and meet all the fine folks who listen to the music and sign a couple of autographs or, you know, whatever's all involved with, you know, being in the big time, you know. I feel I probably got a lot in common with a lot of people that listen to my music, judging by the messages that they send me. You know, hardworking people, you know, working full-time jobs and taking care of families and stuff like that and trying to make ends meet. You know, me too. You know, I got my bills I gotta pay. I got, you know, mortgages I gotta pay and car payments I gotta pay and grocery shopping once or twice a week. Absolutely. So yeah, that's my big thing, and I don't like to, I hope it doesn't get taken as a brag. You know, people ask me and I just tell them. It's not that I'm better than anybody else for this. Not whatsoever. That's not the point I'm trying to make at all. If there's something somebody out there wants to do, get going and get doing it then. What are you waiting for? Anyway, here's a song off my Sisterdale album. It's called Cheaper to Drink. I hope y'all like this. My new truck broke down on the side of the road. I only bought it 5 short days ago. My wife's car needs an oil change and tires. Lord, I think it's cheaper to drink. Politicians tell us there's another tax to pay. Folks I know are barely getting by. I ain't saying it's the answer, it's just what I think. Lord, I think it's cheaper to drink. Lord, I think it's cheaper to drink. Just trying to get ahead, seems all I do is sink. Raise your glass if you're one who thinks the way I think. Lord, I think it's cheaper to drink. So I make a payment on my truck, groceries once a week, and mortgage once a month. Politicians still want more from me. Lord, I think it's cheaper to drink. Lord, I think it's cheaper to drink. Just trying to get ahead, seems all I do is sink. Raise your glass if you're one who thinks the way I think. Lord, I think it's cheaper. I know it's cheaper. Lord, I think it's cheaper to drink. What do you think, folks? Now, I'm not trying to encourage drinking with that song. I'm just making my own little point, you know. But then maybe it all works out to be the same after a while, too. I don't know. All the different taxes that get thrown in on top of your purchases now. I don't know. I had the thought the one day that buying a case of beer is probably cheaper than, you know, your mortgage or tires on your car. Or I know oil changes are roughly that price, too. Hard to say. You know, it may not be cheaper to drink. You know, just a really cool song idea that I thought of one day when my truck was just coming out of the garage, and you know, at the time my wife and I were together, her car was going in, and the bill I got for both of them, I just shook my head, and oh man, you know, we've all had those moments, you know, how am I going to do this, you know? But you do it, you just do it, you buckle down and you do it. That's what we work for. Same as our parents did it, same as our grandparents did it, and our grandparents before them. They all just buckled down and they did it, right? You just got to learn what you need versus what you want, and don't worry about what you want right away. You focus on what you need, and someday you'll get what you want. Does that make any sense? Anyway. So like I said, I do another couple of Hank Williams tunes there in the set, and I get trying to advertise my Hank Williams Senior Tribute thing that I kind of got going on. It depends on what the people want. I can do just regular country music and rock and roll, or the Hank Williams thing. It depends on what the people want, like I said. But yeah, always looking for a gig. It don't matter. I'm usually available but you never know either, because the calendar does tend to fill up sometimes pretty good with different events going on. A show here and a show there. Like I said, I am usually available. Things do usually work out, but sometimes you get a bit slammed and you got 2 or 3 weeks that just don't quite work for you in a month. So anyway. And last night about 10:30, that baby of mine wouldn't let me in, so move it on over. Move it on over. Move over now, stall, cause the mad dog's moving in. She changed the locks on my back door. Now my key won't fit no more, so ease it on over. Move it on over. Move over now, stall, cause the mean dog's moving in. Woo! Anybody relate to being in the doghouse with the wife? I never really had that problem when we were married. I didn't drink, so I wasn't really out carrying on too much. The only time I was really out late is when I was out playing somewhere. Of course, when we first got together, I was drinking pretty good. That might have caused some friction sometimes. Oh well. I know I ain't the first. And I probably won't be the last. Well, if the wife and I are fighting, brother, that's alright. Cause me and that woman's got a license to fight. Why don't you mind your own business? Mind your own business. Cause if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. With a woman on the party line's a nosy thing. She picks up her receiver when she notices my ring. Why don't you mind your own business? Mind your own business. Cause if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. And if you mind your business, you'll stay busy all the time. Again, folks, I got the raspy voice going on, so I hope that sounds okay. So again, I want to thank everybody very much for tuning in. I know your time is very precious to you. Appreciate it very much. I appreciate Cherokee Nation Radio taking us on here, and NBRN. I wish I knew what times NBRN was doing it. I'd advertise you, but I don't, so I don't know. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Last I heard they were. I have no idea. And anyway, Black Dog Indie Country Radio, they're doing it. Thank you, Phil Krantz, down there in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I've heard there's a couple country stations over in England that are trying to pick me up. I haven't gotten an email back from them, though, so I don't know if they're... I don't know if they got the right email, or I have no idea what's going on there. But maybe I'll send a couple of emails myself and, hey, are you looking for me? I don't know. Don't know. Anyway. Want to take a small opportunity here. Again, I'm a huge supporter of our troops. I've grown up around veterans, and went to high school with a couple of guys that joined the military straight out of high school, and they served, and they're out now. They're safe and sound, thank God. They I think one went overseas, and I don't know if one did or not, but nonetheless, thank you everybody, all of our men and women who serve in our armed forces, wherever you are. If you're listening to this show or not, if anybody listening to this show knows anybody or related to anybody who was a part of the armed forces or still is, give them a hug for us. We thank them all very much for their service to their country. Paramedics and police officers, fire department, we thank you all very much for everything that you do. We thank your families for supporting you too. It's not an easy life to live. But nonetheless, these people all have families themselves too. Their moms and dads, or husbands or wives, or brothers or sisters, aunts, uncles, you name it. You know, whether you see somebody in a uniform or not. see somebody wearing a badge or not. They've all got a family at home too, probably. So just think of that next time you see them. Tip your hat to them. Give them a nod. Give them a thank you for everything that they do, because everything that they try and do is keeping you and your family safe. That is their job. That is their intention. So just remember that next time you see them. Thank God for these people that we have to serve us all and keep us all safe. We appreciate them all. I got sent home from school one day with a shiner on my eye. Fighting was against the rules and it didn't matter why. When Dad got home I told that story just like I'd rehearsed. Then stood there on them trembling knees and waited for the worst. I said, let me tell you a secret about a father's love. Secret that my daddy said was just between us. He said, daddies don't just love their children every now and then. It's a love without end, amen. When I became a father in the spring of '81, there was no doubt that stubborn boy was just like my father's son. When I thought my patience had been tested to the end, I took my daddy's secret and I passed it on to him. I said, let me tell you a secret about a father's love. A secret that my daddy said was just between us. You see, daddies don't just love their children every now and then. It's a love without end, amen. Last night I dreamed I died and stood outside those pearly gates. And suddenly I realized there must be some mistake. If they know half the things I've done, they'll never let me in. Then somewhere from the other side I heard these words again. I said, let me tell you a secret about a father's love. A secret that my daddy said was just between us. You see, daddies don't just love their children every now and then. It's a love without end, amen. Love without end, amen. George Strait, Love Without End, amen. Thank you, folks. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Like I said, I know I'm not Alan Jackson. I'm not Hank Williams. I'm not Merle Haggard. I'm just Chris Mabb, doing the best I can with what I've got, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Steam Whistle Records. Thank you, Black Dog Indie Radio. Thank you, NBRN. And I don't think there's anybody else right now, but I don't know for sure. So I'll just say thank you to everybody for carrying the show so far. And thank you, Country Radio, for playing all of our music as well, too. We certainly appreciate it. Independent, mean low budget. So anyway, thanks so much again, everybody. Appreciate your time. Please enjoy the long weekend here in Canada. Anyway, enjoy, be safe, and be kind. Thanks so much. We'll see you again.